It has now been 36 years since Hurricane Hugo made landfall on Sullivan's Island as a Category 4 storm. It is one of the strongest hurricanes that has hit the east coast of the United States, costing $7 billion in damage and claiming 49 lives. For many, this is a benchmark storm. And our Fallon Mears spoke to a local meteorologist and some of us that lived through the storm.
The two biggest impacts from my standpoint from Hugo were the very strong winds, of course, because it was a Category 4 storm,
as well as the storm surge.
It still is the highest tide levels that we have recorded in the area on record. Was from Hurricane Hugo. But those strongest storm surges were actually a little bit north of the harbor and north of the Charleston area.
Many were out of power for about 3 weeks.
Being out of power for weeks, was difficult. And imagine this is, September, right? So it can still be very hot and humid. So imagine no air conditioning or just no house at all to go back to, or your roof is gone.
Morales says if the storm had been just 20 to 30 miles south, it could have been much worse.
Would have been a tremendously different scenario for the city of Charleston, especially for storm surge and wind. The wind would have been stronger. The storm surge would have been double.
But for those that experienced it, they never want to go through it again. Tessa Spencer was a first semester senior at Baptist College, now Charleston Southern.
I can still remember what it felt like, literally being in the eye of the storm when, it was just calm. And then when it kicked up, it felt like a locomotive sound, just like this droning sound. When it was over, when we managed to fall asleep and we got up that morning and there was some property damage, a shed in the back. If you can picture, if you have a sheet of paper and you just ball it up, that metal shed looked like that in the backyard.
And among the chaos, a passion for meteorology sparked. Meteorologist Sonia Stevens was 8 years old at the time, living in Kiowa Island and evacuated to Camden.
I saw how much devastation it brought to an area that I love, an area that I lived in. And it really kind of fueled my interest for weather. How can we help protect people, help keep them safe during storms like that?
Unfortunately,
you'll hear all kinds of stories. We had a friend who her husband owned either a shrimping or a fishing company, and he took the boat out to try to get away, and unfortunately he passed away.
Technology has greatly improved since then to keep more people safe for any potential storms in the future.
I would say those three are the highest or most significant improvements that have occurred, probably even in our whole field of meteorology, to be honest, is models, radar, and satellite.
Working for you, Fallon Mears, News 4.